Hey scrappers, welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be breaking down my very first inverter microwave. So let's get into it. And there we have it. There's your magnetron. There's your fan. There's your power source input. And this bad boy is where, rather than a conventional microwave oven, you have your big walking transformer. This is essentially done digitally. As you can see, it's still the same basic principle, but rather than having a big hunk of steel with copper inside it, you have your transformer, primary and your secondary side. And then down there you have your MOSFETs, and I think it's a full bridge rectifier. I would say that would be a full bridge rectifier. Not sure if you can see that, but down there you can see the positive and negative, and then your AC in, your AC out. And then these various MOSFETs here, I believe, will alter the voltage and the current and create a frequency induced into this coil that essentially gives you your gigahertz to heat your food through this magnetron. Now, people say that, from previous videos I've seen on the interwebs, they say you shouldn't break these apart, but I don't have an issue with breaking them apart, because whilst there is beryllium, although there doesn't seem to be a lot of beryllium on this part, but as you can see, that pink stuff in there is beryllium. So if you happen to break that and you're not wearing a respiratory mask, you will end up inhaling this and potentially, you know, give yourself cancer, lung cancer. And the term is berylliosis. So if you go to the doctors and they say, oh, you're suffering from berylliosis, yes, unfortunately it's a bit of a life debilitating issue. Essentially all I do is just bend these metal tabs back on either side, fold these ones out pull the cap off, pull this little bit of brass off, and you can end up having a nice, once this piece of steel, this flat piece of steel, once this is removed, this magnet will come right out. Like so. This aluminium, nice ferromagnet, scrap steel. Now I'm not sure why this is sticking so much better than the ones that I've taken off these magnetrons in the past. Oh, there we go. Take that off, take that off, scrap, and then you have some nice ferromagnets. Now, these little cooling fins are aluminium, and as you can see, I just take a pair of worn out flash cutters, carefully pry these cooling fins off, and at some time I'm just going to have to break into them, and then once that tension is removed from the center, they'll fold out a little to no effort at all. And what I have done in the past, once I have stripped all these cooling fins off, being careful of course not to break any of this or this part here, and once those are off, I have in the past on one occasion, purely for curiosity reasons, used a grinder to cut flush on here and here, because on the inside of this is a nice big hunk of copper, although from how I feel holding this, it doesn't seem to be as heavy as what otherwise would be a conventional transformer magnetron. But yes, if you cut that and that off, and cut this around the top here, take these two tops off, there'll be a nice piece of copper in there for you. As you can see. But only do this if you feel confident enough, because as I say, if you shatter this, or if it breaks and it becomes airborne, it can be, yeah, it's not good for your health. So there you have it, inside an inverter microwave. So essentially I just pull, and what I'll do now is just pull all of these copper pieces off. Then aluminium, steel goes into my aluminium bin, all the brass goes into the brass bin. So these inverters or rectifiers and MOSFETs I will cut off and I'll keep, because the majority of the ones that I've come across, there goes an inductor, they contain, for example this one here, take all that thermal paste off of it. If you break, I don't keep the legs, although the legs I do believe are somewhat copper coated, tin copper, but if you break into these, they should have a nice big piece. Wow, that That sparked and that stinks. Bakelite, man, it's horrible stuff. So as you can see, there's a nice big piece of copper in there. And this piece here is just tinned copper, but nevertheless, chop that wire off there. And so just take this board off this heat sink, and that can be put into aluminium. Go into scrap circuit boards. So yes, there you have it, your full bridge rectifier, I believe, and your various frequency controlled MOSFET. Also copper. Take that wire off there. Scrap cable. And these boards are just so, after a time, become so flimsy with the heat. So how's everyone else doing in the rest of the world? I hear the coronavirus is still ravaging a good majority of the world and is forecasted to be around for a few good years yet, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys have seen on the news, but here in New Zealand we've had a United Nations staff member flown over from Fiji last week or the week before, I believe, and you know, there's been rumours that there have been PPE malfunctions, so those people are now been told to quarantine and, you know, manage and monitor their own health, which is kind of ironic because I don't know if you guys follow TikTok at all, but or even have TikTok, but I was looking through it a couple of weeks ago, and lo and behold, the psychic happened to pop up, and he predicted that New Zealand would be in a lockdown on the 10th of August for a couple of weeks. I mean, you know, like everything in today's society, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, but you know, kind of ironic how he's, you know, says that, and then, well, after seeing it a couple of days later, you hear that there's been breaches of health and safety and PPE's not working properly, and I guess it's kind of a wait and see, really. I mean, we've only had one lockdown that ever got to level 4. Auckland was locked down in level 3. The rest of the country was at level 2. I guess we'll just have to wait and see and hope that it doesn't go up to level 3, because if it does, man, there's a lot of small businesses that are suffering. Kind of, you got to feel for them, man. And the the painful thing for me is, you know, standing on the outside observing these businesses, is that these small businesses are what the community is based on. You know, these are the types of businesses that people go to for sponsorship and everything like that. And now they're suffering because they have to abide by the lockdown rules, otherwise, you know, more penalties will be imposed on them. You know, it just goes from bad to worse real quick. And I will just check too after I've unwound all of this secondary copper off, and just check and see if it's actually copper, not just, you know, copper coated aluminium. So I noticed with some of the old style transformers, they're starting to just put aluminium in the windings and copper coat them, and you know, the trick for young players is that you think just by looking at it, oh, this is a nice bit of copper, and then you cut into it, rather than it being nice and pink like the magnetron body there, it's all, you know, or even, you know, nice like that, it's all shiny and silverish looking. Nope, that's pretty good. Looks copper. Yep, it's copper. Right, so that can go in the MOSFET pile. Go rubbish. Bin 2. So yeah, I'll take these all apart off camera. If you guys saw my last video, you would have seen how, you know, chaotic it was in here with all the unloading of the e-waste and IT equipment. There was just stuff everywhere. This was all was full of chocker, chaotic, and just been going hard, grinding at it. Still got quite a few printers to take apart, as you can see. A lot of monitors as well. There's a whole bunch of laptops just down there. And over here, I'll be taking this grade 2 copper into the scrap yard sometime. It's about 43 kgs worth of copper there. And with copper prices at the moment here in New Zealand, grade 2 copper is about $9 a kg. You can see here there's some smart motors here. I'll do a video in the coming weeks. I saw a YouTuber that I'm subscribed to, and I was like, you know, I thought, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing here, and he's cutting into each and every one of these. That's like, wow, that's going to take a long time to take apart. So yeah, I'll do a video on them showing, you know, probably 10-15 minutes to pull apart these 3-phase stators. And yes, they are 3-phase, and yes, they're DC. So I hope that was a bit of fun for you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. The stators. Cheers.